Hi everybody, this is Natalie and this is my ergonomic assessment for work and industry. So my client for this assignment was Cassidy, and here we have some pictures of her at her current workstation at school in 570. As you can see, we have pictures of her from the back, from the top, and from the side, just so we can get a whole picture of when we are looking at her from an ergonomic standpoint. So when asking Cassidy these 5 questions, she was able to give me some answers, and I have them here on the slide for you guys. So when I asked her about any pain and the location of the pain that she may experience when at her current workstation, she stated that she mainly experiences pain in her lower back. When I asked her to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, she rated it on a 5 out of 10. I also asked her if she experienced any numbness or tingling while at her workstation, and if yes, where was the location? She did say yes. She did experience numbness and tingling in her feet, and she also reported that she also gets headaches when she is at her workstation for a long period of time. When I asked her how long she's typically at her workstation, she stated she's there 8 hours a day. When I asked her if she takes any breaks throughout the day, she said she takes a 1 hour break for lunch and some 10-minute breaks that are dispersed throughout her day during class. After asking her those questions, we went through the OSHA VDT tool together to create a problem list. All of these sections are based on the different work sections of the OSHA. So the first section we're going to go through is the workstation section. The bullet points below are all the areas that were a no. So for her head and neck were not in line with her torso. That was a no. Her torso is not slightly reclined when sitting in her chair. Her back is also not fully supported by her lumbar support on her chair. Her elbows are also not close to her body, and both of the feet are not supported by a stable footrest. As we can see in the picture, she is sitting on her left foot because she finds that comfortable. There are also hard edges that contact her hands, wrists, and her forearms that are not padded or rounded when she is at her workstation from the table and from her laptop. The next section was seating. So again, these are all the areas that were a no and not a yes. So the backrest on her chair does not have an adjustable height, the seat is not cushioned or rounded, and the armrests are not adjustable to go in and out, but they are adjustable to go up and down. For the keyboard section, the keyboard cannot be adjusted to a horizontal or negative slope. There are also hard edges that contact the wrists and the hands when she is at her workstation. The monitor section, the monitor is not adjustable, so the top of the screen is at or below her eye level, so she is bending her neck excessively to look at the screen. And there's also a glare that is reflected on her screen as well. Mobile devices, her smartphone is not used with the neck in a neutral position without excessive neck bending when viewing the screen. The accessories section, the wrist and palm rest is not padded or free of square edges that contacts the wrists of her laptop. And also the wrist and palm rest of her laptop do not allow for arms, wrists, and hands to be straight and in line when using the keyboard. And the last section is just general concepts. And the only no was that items are not within easy reach with elbows close to the body. So the first section that we're going to start off with for modifications is just workstation modifications. So one modification that I made was having both feet on the footrests of the chair. As stated previously, we can see in this picture that Cassidy does tend to sit on her foot because that's just the position she finds comfortable when sitting there for a long period of time. So either having both feet on the footrest of the chair or even providing her a footrest would help her out. I also said that she could lower the desk so her elbows rested at 90 degrees. It could help them bring them closer to her body. I also would encourage her to utilize the lumbar support to promote good posture. And I also said that she could adjust the placement of the laptop to reduce the glare from her lighting. So whether that be changing where she is sitting in the classroom or simply pulling the laptop closer to her, that could help reduce the glare. And also bringing the laptop closer to the edge can help keep her elbows again close to her body. So some equipment recommendations I have for Cassidy are listed there. I also provided some pictures so we can get a good idea of what we're talking about. So in the top left corner, we have an adjustable laptop stand. This allows for her laptop to be adjusted in its screen height and its angle, and it also can help ensure that the top of the monitor is at or slightly below her eye level. At the bottom left, we have an ergonomic mouse, which can help reduce the risk of hand and wrist strain or discomfort by allowing the hand and wrist to be in a natural position, When she is on her laptop, her wrists tend to be bended up and slightly to the left, which can cause discomfort in the wrist. So I thought maybe an extra mouse can help prevent any strain on that hand and wrist. At the top right, we have a keyboard wrist rest and mouse wrist support. These both can help reduce strain on the wrists and provides more support for the hands and the wrists and maintains proper hand and wrist posture. So using this with the ergonomic mouse can help prevent a lot of strain on the wrists and the hands. The last picture I have at the bottom right are some blue light glasses. These can help reduce eye strain and discomfort that results from prolonged exposure to technology. And since Cassidy stated that she does experience headaches, I thought this could be helpful for her. It can also help with improving eye discomfort and difficulties focusing. So we're on to stretching recommendations. I really encouraged her to perform these during her rest breaks, whether that be during her hour lunch break or that be just between those 10-minute breaks that occurred between classes. So the first one I have is the nerve gliding exercises, median and ulnar, to help prevent the strain on the wrist. I also said stretches to help with lower back pain. Some examples of that could be seated spinal twists, seated and standing pelvic tilts, standing forward bend, child's pose, etc. Some of those could even be done during class. So if she's sitting there on her computer, she can quickly just do a seated spinal twist real quick to alleviate her back pain. And then I also included stretches to help improve blood flow to the feet, since she did say she was experiencing numbness in her feet. So some examples could be ankle circles, seated calf stretches, heel raises, etc. So on this last slide, I just had any other recommendations that I thought might help that were not covered on the previous slides. So the first one I have, encourage more rest breaks. I encourage every 30 to 45 minutes just to help her get her up and moving more. I also said to create a quiet environment when necessary to help her focus and prevent those headaches. Transition between sitting and standing at work at her workstation. The tables we do use in the classroom can be adjusted, so if she ever stood up, that could be helpful. I said regularly assessing sitting and standing posture just while she's sitting there in class. Just make it a regular habit to check how she's sitting, how she can improve her posture, which can help prevent her lower back